What's up, guys? So today we're going to be doing a little figure tribute to Mr. Jon Huber, looking over all of his action figures and reviewing them and picking our favorite. So let's get into it. What's up, guys? So today is January 31st, 2020, the last day of 2020. And last night, All Elite Wrestling did an amazing tribute, celebration of the life of Jon Huber, aka Brodie Lee, aka Luke Harper. Now, on my Instagram, I did a tribute to his Elite figures, but I thought it would be fun to take a look back at all of his action figures. Obviously, he hasn't had an AEW figure yet, and it seems like Jeremy Padara wants to make that happen still. He hasn't had any independent figures before WWE. However, he did have some stack down figures, not a G.I. Joe, a Army Man style figure in the Royal Rumble bucket, and a zombie style garden gnome. However, we're only going to be looking at his Mattel figures today, and Elites and Basics, and we're going to talk about like the evolution of his figures and figure out which one's our favorite. I'm a big Wyatt family fan, which I've said many times before. Wearing my Wyatt family shirt, wore it the day after his passing, which is why I've collected every Luke Harper figure up to this point, even re-releases. Big fan of Luke Harper. Big fan of Eric Rowan and Bray Wyatt. I have all of their figures. If I left one out, it's just because I was racking my brain, but pretty sure that I tracked down all of the Luke Harper figures that I have as far as my memory recalls. If I forgot one, I'll post a picture later. But so first off, his first figure in Mattel's line was this WWE Battle Pack. I forget the series number. Of him and Eric Rowan. It's their first time in the line. Now, as you can see, he's got this like crazed look in his eye, and he's got his tongue sticking out the right side of his mouth, which I thought was a nice touch. He has a little stain on his tank top, which was iconic for him. He's got his bandanas around his wrists, baggy jeans, and very simple attire, but it encompassed what the character was. He was like a man of a cult, you know, a cult follower, man of the swamp. Eric Rowan in his typical green jumpsuit for the time. And they come with the Bray rocking chair. This was one of two ways to get the rocking chair. The other way was with Eric Rowan's first Elite. But awesome first figure, I think. This was when basics were really good, where if you were a collector who displayed figures, you could probably just get by with getting basics and have a nice display. This was that time. Whereas nowadays, you kind of want to get the elites. So first time in the line, Battle Pack, Mattel, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. This is his first figure. We're going to put this down for a second. His second figure, second release, but technically the first figure of him that I ever got, because these were very anticipated figures. This Battle Pack was actually very, very difficult to find in stores, in my area at least. So my first figure that I had of him was technically his second release, and that was the Elite 29 Luke Harper, and he comes with a glow-in-the-dark lantern and his signature flannel shirt. And as you can see, the tank top is not molded to the body. It was a separate rubber shirt with a separate rubber flannel shirt over it. Both him and Eric Rowan were in this set. He came with the lantern. Eric Rowan came with the rocking chair so that you could complete Bray Wyatt and the whole Wyatt family. So same scan, tongue sticking out, except he has elite articulation. If you look, you'll notice that his pants are very baggy. Everything was baggy because that's how he wore his clothes at the time, and I just thought it looked so cool. It was almost like, all right, this guy doesn't care what he looks like. He's just there to hurt people. But I think this may be my favorite Luke Harper figure. It's got a cool picture of him kicking Kane. And he just looks absolutely jacked in this picture. And I love that crazed Brodie look. The hand reaching out. Man, this is probably my favorite elite packaging ever, was this era. So big and bulky, and I just loved it. After that, there was a Kmart Fan Central 3-pack of the Wyatt family. Now, this is a complete re-release of the Battle Pack with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, as well as Bray Wyatt's first time-aligned figure. So this is all of their first figures right here in one 3-pack. This was released later down the road, though. Although it's a re-release, I had to get it because it's technically something different, and it has Wyatt family on the side, and this is the only Wyatt family 3-pack ever produced. I just love it and had to have it in my collection, even though everything about it is the exact same as the prior releases. Still a very cool piece. Next up, we have his second Elite, which is Elite Series 35. And here he comes with the gaiters with the taped mouth. And this is actually his attire from WrestleMania 2014. He's got the baggy pants. He's got his, instead of a flannel shirt, he's got this like ripped up Wyatt family work shirt on over his tank. He's got his red wrist tape. So it's very different from the first figure, from the first Elite, if you look at them compared. And very cool. It's hard to see on this, but maybe on the other one you'll be able to see. But this is the first figure that showed his bald spot, which we've come to know that he's very sensitive about, understandably so. But again, look how jacked he is in this picture. I always thought that Harper was, he had a physique for a big man. He had a good physique for a big man. And I just loved his very careless faces that he would make in his promo pictures. Very cool figure. And this is Elite Series 35. Luke Harper. His next figure was another battle pack with Eric Rowan. Now, Eric Rowan came with the sheep mask, and pretty much the same figure for Rowan, just a slightly different colored jumpsuit. And this is pretty much the same figure again as his Elite here, but if I turn it, you'll be able to see the bald spot. The first bald spot for Luke Harper on a figure. Pretty much the same. Again, he's got his jeans, his dirty tank top, and his red bandanas around his wrists. But again, like, do you really need to have a different figure for him, you know? Next up was a complete re-release, so we're not going to talk too much about this. Same figure from the Battle Pack and the Wyatt Family 3-pack, but this was just Luke Harper. This was actually not the best condition because this figure was actually difficult to come by in my area. I don't know why. I don't know why this was so difficult for me to find. But here's Luke Harper. And I forget which series this is. But I'll put that over there. And his next figure with a new head scan. This is probably my favorite, one of my favorite head scans for him, is Series 67 Luke Harper. Same body as the last basic, same body as the first Battle Pack and 3-pack, except look at that new head sculpt. That crazed look. Those eyes. And that puffy beard, his beard's much bigger. This is the Slammy Chase version. I always liked this figure. I thought this was one of his better head skins. It's hard to pick my favorite head sculpt, but this is definitely up there. However, I think his next figure may be my favorite of all. And that is the Series 82 Luke Harper. A little bit cleaner looking, not a dirty tank top. But look at that. Look at that art. The amount of skill that it takes to capture these in these sculpts, because even though it's scanning somebody, it doesn't always capture their likeness perfectly. This one, I love. This is when he started tying up his hair to cover up that bald spot, so he has no bald spot here. This figure has a bald spot. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but so he started tying up his hair kind of like HBK style, and I just love the girth on the beard here. I think it looks awesome. And then he had this Luke Harper that came with a Bray Wyatt in a battle pack, and he also has the bald spot that we were talking about on the other figure, and he's got the stain on his shirt. He's got the bandanas on his wrists, and on the back it says the prodigal son of the Wyatt family. What a cool, and like the hoodie's got the strings. If this was an Elite, this will probably be my favorite figure of him. I just love this attire, and I think it looks excellent. Such a cool figure. Again, I think all of the Luke Harper figures were great, and that's not just because of the unfortunate events of his passing. I've always thought that. I've loved the Luke Harper figures that Mattel put out. And his final figure with the company was from his tenure with the Bludgeon Brothers, and that's from Elite Series 66, Just Harper. If I was a bigger fan of the Bludgeon Brothers, I didn't really like the gimmick. I always loved Harper and Rowan, but if I was a bigger fan of the gimmick, this would probably be my favorite. This figure is so heavy. So same thing with Rowan. These are the amount of weight to these figures is incredible. But the detail is beautiful. And that likeness. He comes with his mallet. Awesome. It's the eyebrows for this one. The eyebrows and the way he's looking. The anger. It's so sinister. And there he is again. Again, I was a huge Harper fan. I know a lot of people didn't like the Bludgeon Brothers. I got behind them because I just loved Harper and Rowan. Great figure. Great figure. But I think I'm going to have to say that my absolute favorite Luke Harper figure produced is this Elite. What was it? 29. Elite 29 Luke Harper, because this is how I always want to remember him as far as a wrestler. I think forever I'm going to remember him as the person that always made sure, didn't matter if he was a wrestler, he was always showing love to his family. If you'll watch clips where he like blew kisses to his kid, and you'll watch interviews where he would always talk about his kid. Even before all this, I always knew that he was a family man because he always made it a point to talk about his family. And not all wrestlers are going to do that. And that's how you know that the things that are being said about him from his peers are very, very true, because he didn't hide that from the public. And that's something that a lot of wrestlers do, is they kind of hide that. But it was almost as if like he loved his family so much that he couldn't hide it even if he tried. But yeah. So this is definitely my favorite. This is how I want to remember him as a wrestler, in the baggy jeans, the dirty tank top, and the ripped flannel shirt with the jacked arms from the Wyatt family. Because I'll never forget when I first saw them, I'm like, wow. First of all, Bray Wyatt was incredible. And then it was like, we got Eric Rowan, and we got the sheep mask, and we got lanterns and rocking chairs, and it was so creepy. And then it was like, you look at this guy, and he's so menacing and scary looking. I was like, I love this guy. You know, he's gonna be a star. And then he got the Intercontinental title, and I just don't think that they ever got. They've gotten pushes, but I don't think they ever got pushed to the level that they should have. But that could be bias on my end. But yeah, so my favorite Luke Harper figure is Elite Series 29 right here. So tell me which one is your favorite, and let's see. Let's talk about which one is your favorite below. He's got a lot of basics that are very, very similar. And I'm trying not to block anybody, but it's hard because we got so many figures here. So yeah, share which one is your favorite, and let's talk about it. All right. Rest in peace, Brodie Lee, Luke Harper, Jon Huber. Yeah, until next time, so long, guys.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at FigHeel and at Unreleased Wrestling Figs. And you can visit the merch store at Pro Wrestling Tees and check out the Unreleased Wrestling Figure coloring books available now on Amazon.com, including Prime shipping.